Good morning to all of you, or good day to all of you. Professor Pillai, Madam Archana Gulati, Dr. Murthy, Dr. S.K. Agrawal from DIT, my colleagues from IGNU, guests from abroad, distinguished participants here. I just want to, in fact, Dr. Murthy left a message for me, what kind of a roadmap we should build, and that's my idea here. Thanks. So let me control, full screen, okay. Well, I'll just try to build a quick roadmap within the 10 minutes or so that we have. Fundamentally, the world is changing. We are all entering into a knowledge era, or knowledge community, knowledge society. So in that context, how do we ensure what kind of IT literacy we should build? Because in a knowledge community, entire community as a whole should exhibit the characteristics of what they technically call as learning organization. It is not just individuals' literacy alone, but communities as a whole should exhibit smartness. And communities of various kinds. It may be an NGO operating as a community, it may be a service for the society, maybe it's a school. Every one of them become knowledge activated. So in that direction, how do we take this out? 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. So now, the question is, what values are we creating to the masses through IT-enabled services? Because ultimately, there are various kinds of values. Some values Dr. Murthy highlighted, the satisfaction of the grandfather or the little child or something creating poetry or whatever it is. But there are also very economic gains and values. There is a lot of issues there in the field which require, for example, how does a farmer ensure timely reach of his perishables to the market so that they don't lose? Now we need such kind of things also. So I will try to put it around that. So how do we deploy and use ICT that reaches such services to the masses? The masses have to be categorized. There are varieties of people. So to target our maybe rural as well as of course urban Indian people become part of and drivers of knowledge society and economy, whether it is education, livelihood opportunities, healthcare, access to e-governance services, social networking, arts and crafts, local economic growth, agriculture, everything will use ICT. In fact, I always feel the coming era, with another 20 years, God knows, with the kind of computing abilities that are coming, there will be a simulated world which will be as real as the real world. And how are we going to think about creating value? I don't know how many of you know about secondlife.com, an IBM-owned site, and people are making money without putting any money into that. They are playing all kinds of games. You can create a 3D virtual reality of yourself and then walk through cyberspaces and play games with others. And you can trade points. And for the trade points, you even get real dollars. A lot of Chinese and others make money out of this kind of games playing. Okay, there is a whole world which is coming up. So how do we shape IT mass literacy? So let us understand the dynamics of information in society for that. Okay. Now, first of all, I broadly categorize 4 ways. One is smart enabled citizens access to available common services. That is, those who have already got some decent high-tech, maybe mobile phones, tablet devices, and so on. And more such devices are going to flood into the pockets and bags of people. And there is going to be 3G and whatnot. The other thing is, how do we assure effective delivery of services to the poor, the needy and below poverty line citizens? Some of them may not have the device in their pocket, but definitely they can go to an Anganwadi worker who is equipped with that device and get all the services they need. So we have to understand what kind of intermediary role IT will play in reaching even the poorest of the poor. I think that is definitely possible. And then there are a lot of people, and we need much more local content, local activity in local dialects and local languages, in Maithili, in Bhojpuri, whatever, Santalis, whatever it is. And so citizens should become producers as well as consumers of content. And the latest jargon there is a prosumer, as they call it. Okay, prosumers of IT enabled services. Okay, that means they are also going to provide service even as they use content. This is the kind of, for example, homemakers, that is a name for housewives, more honorable name, because today husbands also can be homemaker if the wife is working. So homemakers can sit at home and run services for school children. For example, parents teacher association meetings. You can hire ladies at home and on the internet, and through even contextualized internet based mass media like internet radio and various such services, you can engage the parents and educate the parents how to enjoy their children, how to receive the child when it comes from the school, so that they take more interest in the school studies, so that there is less dropout, special attention to women, girl children, so that their needs are met in adequate measure. All this can be done through homemakers. So there are tremendous opportunities we can create if we combine IT mass literacy with opportunities for local growth, local development. That is something we have to imagine. That is where I feel some kind of a contextualization, as Professor Pillai was earlier saying, is necessary. And in fact, tomorrow I am going to take it up that the citizen-centric services. There is a very last session in the whole conference. I call them as community knowledge enterprises. Okay, and we can take areas like healthcare, education, agriculture, rural development, tourism, and culture. All these can be managed by local people and adding value. Everybody talks about dual SIM phone. Can anybody imagine what kind of a use a dual SIM phone can put? I think it's just a matter of small imagination that the second SIM can be given as a local SIM for any pilgrim or a tourist who is visiting a particular location, and when they insert that, they are immediately in contact with all kinds of assistance through that SIM records. Now that can be a good IT business. So they know which restaurant is serving which kind of food, so that if a Jain can go to a Jain restaurant, or where the accommodation is available, or where medical assistance is available, where an entertainment program is going, how to locate that location using GIS, GPS kind of thing. All that can easily be pumped into this. So you can see the tremendous opportunities we are sitting on, and we can build that around, and all this will create a lot of jobs for even the educated youth in their own local areas. I was just So I think we have to have grand visions and plans like that through the IT mass literacy. Okay, so the mass literacy skills are let us look at the common ICT skills that are needed. Firstly, let us understand. Let us not go by jargons, technology jargon. The best definition of ICT I got from Henry Kissinger in 2004. He was speaking. He says, role of technology is to bridge the gulf between availability of information and the ability to use it. Okay, there are 4 kinds of systems: people and systems to collect data, generate, organization information, that in each context. Then there are people and systems to disseminate and communicate information. Then people and systems to access, create value using the received information. Of course, there are technologies at the back end, like our telcos and networks and ARNet and whatnot. They can be there. So if you put it, what kind of taxonomy we get of the various kinds of skill sets a common person or